Hello, hello. Okay, so today I'm going to take a look at the in-play betting and trading software, but today we'll just focus on the betting aspect. You can do back to lay, lay to back, you can back lay liability, you can back fixed stake, lay fixed stake, you can set your stakes however you like. It's totally flexible. This view that I've got is how I've set it, but if I wanted to, I could add a load more settings which you're free to explore, and this is just the way I like it. For example, let me give you an idea. So if I click save on splits and come back and go back to the cards, you see I've got all the split times here. So there's a ton of options. As I said, I'll get asked this now, so I may as well show you as well. I can put back to lay and lay to back. If I come back over here to the cards, then you see that we have this back to lay, lay to back, and you can add your percentages there for it to look for. If I roll over the back button with my stakes set at £2, which is, as I said, this is a first impressions video. We're just going to look at the software today and some of the features and how you can use it. It's a great tool just to go through the race card with the applicable races that the software tracks, and it's more of an income generator, definitely, that you can just make your money from each day and then go from there. Really, you could withdraw it, just work on it each day and use it in that way, kind of like trading. It's not like a long-term investment. It's a long-term investment into yourself and your time to learn how to use the software. But I'm a rambling. So if I go over this back option here, you can see the amount of profit that you can make, and you can order these. If I click on this and this in order of odds, same for the lay. You can see that the liability is set at £2, so that will be my profit on the win. If I change that, see that, so that's my liability, and this is showing the profit. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well. If I move off it, you see it changes. So if you see the P&L for the other horses, if I lay that horse, that's the P&L. If I lay this horse, you can see the P&L column, which is here. If I lay this horse, you can see the profit that I would make on the other horses. So back to lay, this is the trading aspect of it. So I could back here and put the back to lay in, set the percentage, and it would do that instantly. You can do that before the race or during the race. So we can turn all these settings off and show you a little bit more about the actual interface itself. So if I turn this off and this, because we're not doing it today, I'm not using the split data. Right, so this should be hopefully self-explanatory. These are your GGs from a satellite view, going around the parade ring and heading down at some point towards the track. At the moment it looks like they're still just going around the parade ring. This is the miles per hour of the horse, so they're just trotting along, as you can see. These are the horses over here, and these are the numbers, saddlecloth numbers. So self-explanatory. And what we're going to see is, you can see them now starting to make their way down to the start. And this is, let's have a look. It's 2 miles, so it's going to be a long one. It's a hurdle. You can see the hurdles in black, and this will be the timeline of the race, which you'll see progress up until it finishes. So we're going to see it from the satellite view. We're going to see it here. We're going to see the hurdles as they come up. Got the horses. You can just click back straight away. I've got confirm bets off, so if I click back on any of these horses at any time in running, it'll fire the bet to the market. Now there is one other setting I can talk about now while these trot down, because we've got a little bit of time before the start of the race. Now this is something Nigel went over with me today. Leader at the same time. This is for flat racing, so it compares the time of the leader to the other horses, and you can see what that basically means is the benefit of this is you can see if the horses behind are running better than the current leader, or if the current leader is just streets ahead. Run a rainbow jumps. What that means is if the horse is jumping well, it'll show as jumping well. If it's not, it'll show as not jumping well in the on the par line. And you can see if other horses behind it are jumping well or whether they're catching up. So if this is the horse is in the red, it's jumping well. If it's in the blue, it's starting to drop off. And just useful visual indicators. But again, this is just an at a glance walkthrough, first step using it. I've also got USA style colours just because they look pretty. So here we go, and they're all heading off to the start of the race, which you can see from the satellite. If I zoom out, you get a blurred screen. I think that's zoom in actually, my bad. If I zoom out, you can see there, you see the whole racetrack, but it's a little bit far, isn't it, for it to be useful. What you'd like to see is a little bit more detail. When it gets to the business end, you don't want to be looking at it from outer space. Anyway, yeah, they're coming out onto track now, you can see. And this is satellite data. All these horses track, so it's up to the second data. It's as fast as you can get. I've tested this against the video stream, and this is seconds ahead. It's about 5 seconds ahead of what you're seeing on the telly. That's my guesstimate, by the way. That's not a confirmation. It could be better, it could be worse, but I definitely noticed that, you know, when the horses were hitting the hurdles here, they were well ahead of what I was looking at on the monitor. Okay, so they've started now, and everything's gone in play. And what you see in here, as things start to settle down, is this red line is the horses that are running the fastest. So let's have a look. The MPH. We got 1 and 5 have just gone off ahead from the other two. And these are the two favourites. So the other three, sorry. So the other three are running slower. We've got a long section here before the next set of hurdles. So let's see how these 4 hurdles pan out. At the moment, it just looks all about 1 and 5, with the third horse looking like it's the only one in the race with them, because you know the odds reflect that anyway, because it's about these two horses. So what we're going to be doing here, because the odds of the horses, is looking to find which one solve the puzzle, which one of these two is most likely to win. We'll try and get on around about 2 furlongs from the finish, thereabouts, to make a decision at that point. The odds have gone right down on number 5. There's absolutely no value there now. All the other horses seem to have dropped away, apart from number 1. Okay, so I'm going to take a chance on number 1. And we've won that. Okay, so it's only a £2 stake. As I said, I'm just demonstrating the process of actually betting with this software. And at that point, number 1 looked like it had the momentum. You could see the swing in the momentum at that particular point. Now, number 5 could have, you know, rallied and come back, but it just looked like number one had the advantage there. So I just put a single bet on, and we got matched at very low odds on the horse. But you know, we won the bet. It came in for us. And if we do that often enough, we'll make a good income over the day when we're using higher stakes, or you can just use lower stakes and just place more bets that you're comfortable with. You don't have to go large. So let's look at the next race. And again, as well, you really don't need many of these over a day to start making, I said, a good income. I mean, you could literally sit here all day with like 5-10 quid stakes and make yourself anything like 100 quid a day, which is not a bad income if you're doing that, 3-5 days a week. You could do it 7 days a week if you like, just racing every day. Right, anyway, before I go rambling on, let's have a look at the next race at 2:12, and I can get to the loo. What do you want to know there? Okay, so this is the favourite, Democratic Oath.